Welcome to the Empowerment Shift podcast. I'm your host, Boyan Dobrev, and I'm here to help you unlock greater levels of awareness, clarity, and empowerment. In each episode, we'll dive into inspiring stories and higher perspectives to help you break free from limiting beliefs so you can navigate challenges with grace and step into a life of alignment and empowerment. Ready to make the shift? Let's get started. What if I told you that you are not the child of your parents? You'd probably think, what has this guy been smoking? But hear me out. You're not the child of your parents. And by that, I don't mean you're the child of the mailman or anything like that. What I mean by that is, as important as our parents were to guarantee our survival, to make sure we have food and clothing and shelter, on a higher level, they are the biological vessel through which we came into life. Because obviously our soul needs such a vessel to come into physical form on this planet. But then after that, ask yourself, is it your parents that made you grow from a collection of cells that then started to divide and became an embryo, then a fetus, a baby, a child, an adult? No, they didn't have anything to do with that. Is it your parents that are beating your heart or taking care of your digestion or your respiration or any of the billions and billions of other chemical processes that happen around your body? Also not. Who is it or what is it? Well, of course, it's this incredible universal intelligence. It is source energy. It is God. Call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. We are children of God, and you are a child of God. It is God that gives you life. It is God that has always given you life. And it is God that is all around you, within you, that runs to and through you at all times. And why is that so important? Why is that a big deal? Because otherwise we live under so many illusions, right? Take my example. Apart from overcoming challenges of shyness, being on camera and public speaking, my biggest challenge throughout my whole life was finances and having enough to make ends meet. And my story was, well, we came from a communistic country, Bulgaria, moved to Belgium when I was 3. My parents were musicians, never really had a high salary. So we were always, medium comfortable, but there was never more than enough. And so that was my story. I was the children of my parents. I'm the child of musicians, and therefore X, Y, Z. And so that came with so many limitations. Whereas when I started to see things from this other perspective of I'm a child of God, God is my source, it is my creator, then there's none of these limitations because God is unconditional love. And therefore, if God is infinite and unconditional love, it means that I am unconditionally loved. I am not a consequence of my upbringing. To some extent, I am, but it's not the highest truth because those limitations can be shifted, and they will be shifted so much faster once we see through this illusion and we start embodying that higher perspective of I am part of unconditional love. I am source energy in physical form. And so if you live under this paradigm of I am a child of my parents, then if to your parents or one of your parents you were never enough, then you will have low self-esteem. If your parent was always talking to you with guilt and made you feel shame for things, then you will always feel guilty for the things that you're doing or not doing. If you were raised in a way that if you make a mistake, you get punished, then even when your parents are not there, whenever you make mistakes, you will punish yourself. And let alone the fact that you probably not be very willing and able to take risks because you're so afraid of making mistakes because the subconscious mind thinks I will be punished by my parents. So all of these limitations are sort of going hand in hand with this belief I'm a child of my parents. And so my suggestion to you, my invitation is to drop those limitations and to start really playing with this idea of, wow, what if I am a child of God and I embody that? What would my life look like? How would I feel? What if I really felt that I am loved unconditionally, that I have always been loved unconditionally, and that I will always be loved unconditionally by my true creator, free from the limitations of human form? And I'm not saying this as a way of judging parents or pointing fingers. I'm just saying that as an objective fact that humans are imperfect, right? We all have our flaws, and that is beautiful. We are perfect in our imperfections because through these imperfections, our soul is also learning valuable lessons and virtues. So it's not focusing in that way on pointing fingers and blame. It's just letting go of that and then taking ownership, taking control of your own destiny. And I also find that this higher perspective is such a powerful way to release of this state of victimhood and to embody the powerful creator that we are. As a result of that, it is so much easier to let go of resentment towards our parents and to start forgiving and accepting how they were, how they treated us, how they behaved towards us, how they talked to us, because that was just the best they could, based on their level of awareness, based on their upbringing, based on the pain they suffered as a child and as an adult that they were then acting out, unfortunately, towards us. So embody the fact that you're a child of God and see how your life changes. Thank you for tuning in to the Empowerment Shift podcast. Remember, every shift in awareness is a foundation for powerful change. If this episode sparked something within you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend who could use a shift too. And please leave a review so we can spread this message of empowerment further. Together, let's create a ripple effect of transformation. Until next time, keep making those shifts, stay connected, and stay empowered.